I don't even know what I did the night before. I was getting sick, and I've had some event that kicked my ass.
It's been going around.
January has been rough, but
I think like people in Florida, we're just not built for like extremely cold, but cold weather out of nowhere. Like it's just crazy.
You and this cold weather thing, I don't know. You don't like it.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it with a vengeance.
See, I'm a snowboarder, so I absolutely love cold weather when I'm snowboarding.
Okay.
When I'm snowboarding. Now, if I'm shoveling my car out of snow or driving in the snow, that's an issue. But otherwise, I love the cold when I'm riding it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Can't do it. I'd rather sweat than like be cold. Like I love sweating in Florida. I don't know. It's like it feels like you know how people go in saunas and just sweat That's how I feel like it is in Florida.
Yeah.
When we went to Vegas, I hated that dry heat though.
You didn't like the dry. See,
Bro.
I like sweating in dry heat because it does what sweating is supposed to do.
Right.
It evaporates and it cools you.
Right.
When you live in a swamp, it doesn't ever leave your body. It just becomes this like slime layer
become
that
one.
You accumulate over the
Get
day.
that swamp ass.
Yeah, literally, you get swamp ass. I hate
Hell
that
yeah.
shit.
I was out in California for like a month or so, and that dry heat, it was like I wouldn't just sweat as soon as I walked out the door. My glasses wouldn't fog up. That's the one thing that I hate is when you walk out the door in Florida and everything just fogs up immediately.
It does.
Like you can't see anything. I'm like wiping it off. Like I need little windshield wipers or something for my glasses.
So someone invents like go gadget windshield wiper.
Right. Exactly.
Or you get the contacts, I guess. I don't know how people do the contacts thing where you're like touching your eye every day.
Oh, I've got the contacts.
Oh, you got contacts?
Oh yeah,
I have
use
contacts.
them every day.
I got contacts.
I know you do, yeah.
You can watch. Just takes it out.
Takes out his eyeball. Dude, I knew this guy. I think he called himself Cyclops. We called him Cyclops because he only had one eye.
Yeah.
But he had the other eye that he could like pop out and stuff. And he would like
Sick.
Oh wow,
and do tricks with
interesting.
it. And he'd like put it in his mouth and like make it move in his mouth with his tongue.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like,
That's
what
a cool party trick.
trick.
Be like, hey, can you do it real quick?
Oh wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
That is so wild.
Well, Squirrely, thank you so much for being here. We have episode 20 of the final mix with REM Music featuring Squirrely Kate. So I guess let's go into a little bit of who you are and where. Like you said you were from the East Coast, right? From Daytona area.
Yeah, so I'm from Daytona. I've been living in Daytona for about seven and a half years now.
Okay.
Before that, I was actually from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, Bengals.
That's where I introduced myself into the rave scene at like 16 years old, going to underground raves and whatnot.
That's
then moved to Daytona to learn how to surf.
That's so cool.
And then now I'm here.
That's so
in
cool.
Clearwater.
That's so cool.
Do you
So
like
you're
the waves in
surfing?
Daytona? Are they big? Because I lived for a while when I was younger in DeLand, but so like 20 minutes away from Daytona, and the waves out in Daytona are just so different than over here. Like way
Oh my
bigger,
gosh,
just
yeah.
knock you on your ass.
Absolutely. They're okay. So I do like 3-foot waves.
Okay.
Like 3-foot waves is it for me.
Yeah, and then you're good.
Yep, I learned how to do it. I rode my first green wave. I
nice.
rode a couple more waves. I did it for a couple years. And then I was just like, you know what? I've done it. I'm good. I'm going to go back to snowboarding now.
Which is easier?
Which is easier?
Yeah.
Neither. Neither.
They both have their own skill
Oh
set
yeah,
required.
yeah. The thing is with surfing is it's a lot of upper body strength, which I do not have. I do not have the upper body strength.
Surfing is?
Yeah, and then snowboarding, it takes a lot of time to learn because you've got to do, heel side, toe side. You got to use your shoulders. It's a whole body thing.
Wow.
And where I come from, I actually learned snowboarding on ice.
Oh, okay.
So I learned to snowboard in Indiana, and Indiana, it's like hills with like little tiny hills, but with ice.
Interesting.
So when I went to Colorado and I started learning how to snowboard, or when I started just riding in Colorado, it was all pure POW, pure just snow, deep snow, and it was so great. Went on to the Diamonds, went down, and it was just so gorgeous and beautiful. So that's actually my next move is going to Denver.
Oh, cool.
Oh, everybody's going to Denver, bro. Everybody's going to Denver.
Like, are you going to move out there or just,
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, definitely DJs out in Denver are huge, and snowboard. I mean, I know snowboarding, blah, 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 and skiing are huge out there. My dad was really into skiing. I never made it out of my Florida box, you know. You're talking about snowboarding on ice. I'm like, what?
Huh?
What is that?
It's so hard because when you stop, like when you're stopping, you just hear this sound the whole entire time.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah, it's hard. And if you fall, you fall.
Yeah.
And you hurt.
Oh, sure.
But I don't fall anymore, it's fine.
There you go. There you go. See, all I've ever done is ice skated. That's about it.
I love ice
can't
skating,
do it.
though. Ice
Threw a couple
skating is
snowballs.
So much fun.
Wow.
It hurts. I don't want to fall. When I fall, it just hurts so much. Ice in general. Just
When you snowboard, is it similar to like I don't know, skateboarding or longboarding or anything like that?
No, not really.
Because I've heard that.
No.
I've heard like some of the skills like kind of transfer, but
It transfers once you're up and kind of moving, like that balance skill. But with snowboarding, you have to control your speed a different way. So with skateboarding, you can just jump off your skateboard or, stuff like that. But with
can disengage.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
snowboarders, you're just like locked in.
Yeah,
You're locked in, you're strapped in, so you have to physically,
there you go.
move your whole entire body
Jeez.
to make sure that you're able to control your speed. When I was learning how to snowboard at 11, 12, I didn't learn through anybody. I just taught myself. So I didn't teach myself how to ride properly and stop properly. So I just kept bombing down a hill. And then there were skiers right at the end of it, and I didn't know how to stop. So naturally, I was just like, I'm going to bail. And I bailed into them and cracked my wrist in half.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Oh my God.
After that, I learned how to stop.
That's good.
Yeah.
Important skill, right? Wow. So, being that you've grew up in these environments, did you ever go to like those shows where there's like a ski lodge and they got a DJ there and it's kind of like, nothing
I
like that?
wish.
Those are sick.
Oh my gosh,
Those are
I
super
wish.
sick.
That is a goal, heavy goal of mine
Those
for
look
sure.
so lit. Those look so cool.
If I could DJ like on, say Aspen, Breck, or Keystone, something like that out in Colorado, that is an extreme goal of mine for sure.
That would be awesome.
Oh, I'll make
super
it one
sick.
day.
Absolutely. So speaking of which, like, what's your style? I mean, I wasn't there that night, unfortunately, but I heard raving reviews, right? Obviously, you won the contest that we had. So what is your style? I realize it's more dubstep, right? That's kind of what I see on your videos.
I consider myself more of a hybrid trap,
Okay.
trappy style.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Like dubstep for me, I love dubstep, but I really just found my sound within the past year and a half of just the more trappy vibe. I love the deep wubs and the 808s.
Yes.
And all that good
Yeah,
stuff
I'm a
that
fan.
just hits your soul, like
feel it.
Yeah. When you hear it, you know. And that's what I try to do with my crowds is I want them to feel that deepness and that soul-hitting bass. But I also like to mix in a lot of different genres into a trap genre. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'll take
respect
songs
that.
like, for example, the set that I played at TK Lounge, the one that I won, I have an Eleanor Rigby song, flip.
okay.
I have a System of a Down flip.
Fire.
I have Take B flips.
Sad that I missed that.
It's all over the place, Britney Spears flip.
I love that.
Gucci Mane flip.
There you
So
go.
I'm taking lots of different types of genres, but flipping them into a trappy vibe. So it's all very seamless and smooth, but it keeps the crowd engaged.
I like that.
So they, so people know and they hear what they hear. But I also like to throw in my underground stuff that they don't know right in between.
Right.
So they can get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that underground stuff.
I like
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
That's a good little switch up because I feel like that's a style that It's not too much out here. I feel like it's not too much that kind of go from that like trap perspective and stuff. Like some have attempted it and stuff, but we heard really good things about your set. So
thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, good amount of stuff around here is either rhythm or like deep dub.
Yeah,
which I fuck with both of those genres. But it's nice to see some more trap representation and like.
Yeah, so many of my friends do rhythm. That's actually what I was taught. I've only been doing this for a year and a half.
Okay.
So when I first started learning how to DJ, the person who was teaching me solely does rhythm. So they told me to download all these rhythm jams, all this stuff, work with the rhythm music. And, I was mixing, I was chopping, I was doing all that stuff, learning. But then once I met more people and I met more DJs, I really just explored new places to find my music, SoundCloud, just different places to find more tracks and crate dig. And that's when I found my sound and really honed down on the hybrid trap. And I'm like, yep, this is it.
Cool.
This is what I want to do. And it's been working great so far. So
yeah, that's awesome. What kind of like pushed you to like, I want to kind of try this field? Like, I want to try DJing. Like,
so I have been wanting to DJ since I was 16 years old. I started going to raves in Cincinnati when I was 16. This was back when like poi wasn't even a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would go to raves and you would have to be invited to them. And they were in underground like warehouses.
True raves.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's so
and
dope.
I remember going into the raves and there would be a table when you walk in with glow sticks just sitting on the table, and you would grab a glow stick, grab a shoestring, and then you tie your shoestring to your glow sticks, and that's how you would do light shows. Because poi wasn't a thing. So, since then, awesome. It wasn't EDM, it was techno. It was definitely techno back then.
Yeah.
So that's when I really felt the love for that genre and the bass and just hearing that type of stuff. And then Skrillex, of course, came about and dropped the dubstep and the heavy bass. And I went back to my emo days and listening to my Silverstein and my Senses Fail and, doing all my emo music.
Yeah.
But I remember I really wanted DJ Hero. So I wanted my mom to get me DJ Hero so bad because I didn't grow up with money. I couldn't afford DJ equipment. All I wanted was DJ Hero. I never got it.
Oh my god!
So I just kind of gave up.
I've seen it like one time. I've seen one person with a DJ Hero.
I've never actually played it.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've never played it either, but I just wanted it so bad because I really wanted to just feel something with DJing.
Right.
And then I had a couple friends who also DJ'd in Daytona once I moved there, and I would just watch them.
Wow.
I would literally just stand behind them and watch what they were doing. No
awesome.
idea. Absolutely no idea what they were doing, but I was so interested in it. So I was like, can I just press this button, see what it does? Press the button, saw what it does. And funny story, I worked at a company called Ride Now Power Sports, where we sold motorcycles.
Sick.
And I came across, I got loaned some money to get a motorcycle.
Okay.
And I was going to buy the motorcycle. The motorcycle was not the right color.
Of course.
So
scrap the whole purchase.
I didn't buy the motorcycle. And instead, I dropped all the money on DJ equipment.
Not a bad investment.
So I got the DJ equipment, and I went from there. 3 months after buying the DJ equipment, the buddy who was teaching me threw me into a gig.
Sweet.
And after that, I was playing gig after gig every weekend. No idea what I was doing.
Right.
Barely any idea at all what I was doing.
Just kind of practice and trial, like.
Yeah. Messing up,
Yeah, it was trial by error.
Exactly. I would get nervous. I would
cut your,
all that stuff. But a year and a half later, I get put on a lineup for a festival. I win a contest, and now I'm here talking to you guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Amazing. Crazy how the world works.
especially for how long you've been doing it, it seems like you're like killing it. You're killing it.
I think so. I think I give props to my dad, rest in peace, but my dad played piano, drums, guitar.
So you got a lot of
It's in your blood.
He was very musically inclined, as well as my uncle. So music just runs in my family really heavily.
That's
and
awesome.
I think I didn't even know that until after I started DJing. So,
Wow, that's a late find.
yeah, I found out that he did all that type of stuff, and I was like,
Interesting.
so that's why I'm kind of okay with this.
Did you grow up with like a lot of music around the house and stuff like that?
Yes,
Or- okay.
absolutely. Well, I grew up with country music.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up with
interesting.
Shania Twain.
There you go.
She was my favorite. I love Shania Twain.
Some good old Shania.
Yep. Then it was Backstreet Boys. And then
Little
it was
NSYNC.
Linkin Park.
Oh, there we go.
What?
Then
a
it moved into
progression.
Linkin Park. And then Good Charlotte.
Rest in peace, Chester.
Wow.
And then it went into just all the emo bands, post-hardcore. I was truly the emo kid. I still am the emo kid deep down. But
I think a lot of dubstep people are. A lot of like
Yeah.
dubstep and trap fans are just like emo kids or goth kids or like scene kids that
they're
grew
just
up,
identified differently in the sense of like, oh, now you're the dubstep. They just changed the name. They just changed
Because there's
Same
a
group.
lot of like just dubstep artists like Sudden Death and like Sullivan
Yeah.
King that are
Oh, yeah.
old punk artists or metal
That's
artists.
true.
So
That
right,
is true.
right, exactly.
So-
So what my plan is I just started production.
Ooh.
So
That's exciting.
That's
I
awesome.
just got Ableton not too long ago. I have a mentor who is mentoring me every week, every other week. He's teaching me, step by step how to produce. My next lesson is going to be flipping and remixing.
Cool.
But what my main thing I want to do is actually take a lot of my pop punk and my post-hardcore and just my early 2000s R&B, hip hop, all the genres that I love, because I love all types of music. And I kind of want to twist them and kind of turn them into my own trappy vibe
Hell yeah.
and
a
use
move.
stems from those type of songs and just see what I can do and into that trappy vibe that I really, really, really love.
Yeah.
It might work, it might not. I
think
don't
it'll
know.
work. I think it'll work.
I don't know, but
You gotta try it. You gotta
I'm
go for
going to
It's
do
all
it
about the
and I'm going to
BPMs,
try
really.
it.
It's really all about the BPMs, just
Exactly.
falling in, like picking songs that work. And like, I'm sure your mentor will go over this with you, but like one of the biggest things I realized when it comes to remixing and flipping is like you can't force something.
Right.
Like you have to. If the artist came up with an idea for a vocal, you can completely flip that idea, but you still have to kind of go with it. There's a lot of remixes that like I feel like are kind of forced sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But like if you're doing trap, like just like you find a pocket for a BPM, or you find a pocket for a key or something like that, and you just go with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And my mentor is fully a trap artist.
Cool. Nice.
Like he knows what he's doing, and his stuff is just phenomenal. Shout out November. He's amazing. If you haven't checked him out, check out November. He's 100% amazing.
Nice.
But so I'm really excited to see what the future holds with that. I'm really excited to get into production because when I'm crate digging and I'm looking for tracks, there will be times I'm just so picky. And I'm just looking through music that I want to use, and I'm just like, nope. And
I do know.
I hear what I want in my head, and I just need the tools to be able to do it.
Right.
So that's where he's coming in, and he's helping me gain the tools so that I can do what I want to do and make what I want to make and make what I hear in my head. Because I hear a lot in my head.
And that's good to be. It's a big skill to be able to take what you have in your head and put it on. It used to be on paper and through an instrument. Now it's through a computer. So it's like a whole different thing. You got to be able to. There's a lot to learn. But
Yeah.
that's good that you took
So
the dive.
much to learn. So much to learn. even with DJing, I've just scratched the tip of the iceberg. You know, there's so much more that I need to learn with DJing. You know, winning the contest is great. Playing the festival was great, but this is truly the very beginning of my DJing.
Hell yeah.
So I'm really excited for the future and really excited to see where this goes, because I feel like I do have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to just balls to the wall, keep going with it, you know?
Yeah, half the key is to have like a little momentum and then go with that momentum.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm really excited to see what all you do and how you develop your skills, but even like just having a good support base and having people that are enthusiastic about you and your brand, like that's
a main
really what
component.
makes a successful artist.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Very
definitely,
much so.
definitely.
Very much so. No, it's gonna be exciting. Like, you got a long journey ahead of you, but it's gonna be so much fun. You're gonna like learn so much about music, and like you taking that step to do producing is such a big first step that a lot of people don't take. Like, there's a lot of DJs who, whether they take it like not a good thing or bad thing, in a sense, like, you know, you do what you want, but if you're willing to take that next step where you're like, I want to make stuff, it's going to be a whole new journey.
Well, I wanted to produce from the get-go. Like, when I started DJing, I immediately was wanting to produce. But the person who was teaching me how to DJ told me, sorry, my beanie keeps slipping off my head, and it is driving me.
We're going to have a
Yeah,
beanie
mine's doing
count.
the same thing.
But beanie problems. But the person that was teaching me how to DJ told me that I needed to get DJing down before I started to produce. So I didn't, try production at all, which honestly I wish I would have just not listened and started doing both at the same time.
Yeah, that's not a bad
I really wish I would have done that, but it's, better late than never.
Yeah. My only thought towards that is, because I'm someone that came from like the jam band community and like kind of more of a jammy background, improvisational background, jazz, blues, stuff like that. So with DJing, what I really like about it is the live aspect and the aspect of like, you have to understand what it is to play for a crowd and what it is to capture a crowd's energy before you produce to capture a crowd's energy. You know what I mean? And that would, like, me going into production when I first started, I didn't really know what people wanted to hear, like in the dance music community. And I was like, I was looking up YouTube tutorials and trying to figure out, what it is that people want to hear. But it wasn't until I really started going to the events and like going to like EDC and dipping into the underground scene and going out to shows and raves every other day and every other night, like where I realized, okay, this is what people want to hear. It's like you have to experience it kind of for yourself. And maybe, that being said, maybe some people absorb it better from a crowd perspective than playing. Maybe some people, it's a different mindset when they play, but I just like, being on stage and ripping some shit that I didn't plan at all. I just have the tracks laid out, and I'm just like, okay, we're going to come up with a bunch of ideas, and then you record the set, you go back, you listen to it, you're like, oh, I like that. How about we mash it up or edit it or remix it or flip it or do it,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Chop it, screw it, whatever the hell you got to do to it,
And that's what I love about my sets, and I think that's why I bring a certain uniqueness to my sets, is because I am bringing tracks that people know and love, but that are flips of them, and then also bringing the new underground stuff that they don't know, but essentially They like them. Yeah, so far so good. So far they've liked them. So it's working out. It's working out.
You'll have to send me some of the VIPs, the variations, the whips, any of those things, the edits, any IDs. So do you have anything coming up show-wise or production-wise that you want to tell the people, you want to let people know about? Or maybe anything that's coming out or that you're playing?
Well,
I like that thinking face. You're like, let me see.
So we've got some things in the works show-wise, but nothing I can say yet.
Okay.
Nothing I can say yet. But there definitely is something in the works that I'm really, really, really excited about.
Cool.
And then with production-wise, like I said, I will be doing the flipping and the remixing here soon.
Sweet.
So keep an eye out for that.
Yes.
Because I will be releasing that here more sooner than later.
Yes.
So
I love that.
2025, right?
2025, absolutely.
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 Very positive
2025 is the year that production will be happening.
Yes.
So I'm so excited for that. This is what I've been wanting to do this whole time with music. This has been my aim. This has been my goal. And to now finally hone in and be able to learn and get it down and actually understand what I'm doing, I'm just ready to show the world what I can do.
That's so exciting. That's so awesome.
It really
That's
is.
so awesome.
It really is.
I like the energy too, the fire behind it. And the
You're
passion.
like, I'm ready to fuck this shit up.
Yeah.
I'm ready
I'm so ready to fuck shit up. Like, and another thing is, you know, honestly, there's not a lot of female trap artists, DJs that are out there that are really doing a lot. So I'm excited to be one of those, you know, female trap DJs that's just ready to go take over the damn world, because I mean that's how I feel. I'm ready to take it over. I'm ready to do some shit, man.
Yes.
Do you like Rez? Because I mean that's the first one that comes to
Are
mind.
you kidding me? I love Rez. Oh my God, Rez! If you see this ever, I love you.
There you go. We'll tag Rez in the video.
Please tag Rez in the video. Please tag Rez in the video. It's funny because she actually did a song with one of my friends, Shane Told from Silverstein. So, which that is something that is possibly coming up for Rockville. So if anybody on here that's listening is interested in Rockville, there will most likely be a emo night show happening on the 16th, May 16th, including Shane Told from Silverstein. So
Mark it down.
We're Rockville fans.
Mark
for
it
sure,
down.
So.
yeah.
I'm trying to get all my festivals in line for this year. I really want to go to Reggae Rise Up. I keep missing it every year.
It's so good.
I want to go to
so
Rockville. There's a bunch of dance festivals I need to go to, a bunch of folk and blues festivals I need to go to. So
Bonnaroo was the one. I've never been to Bonnaroo, but oh my gosh, that lineup, tape B.
The lineup did look pretty crazy.
Yes, there's so many more besides Tape B. Tape B is just my favorite.
Yeah,
so.
that's cool though. It's a good favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Tape B's been rocking the scene
Absolutely.
recently. I really want to go to what's the name of that festival? Like, well, we've been hearing a lot about Burning Man, but also like the smaller burns, like Love Burn and like, you know, certain things like that.
I've never heard about those ones.
There's like localized burns. Like there's one in Miami. I guess it's one of the biggest ones, but it's called Love Burn. And I'm not the best person to talk to about it, but in a couple of the videos we had some artists. You know,
That's
Mishi
been
is a part of it a little
recurring
bit. I don't know. I know you just kind of got into the scene and just moved over here, but some local artists that we've had on our podcast, Mishi and Hexadevi, they're both like really good female DJs that are out here. Hexadevi does a lot of trap and like D-dub and
I love
all
that.
kinds of
I love that.
kind of bass stuff. And Mishi's more house, but
Yeah.
among others, we've had there's plenty of amazing talent in St. Pete and Tampa, and so I'm excited for you to kind of explore it and
Me
get your
too.
name out there more.
Hence why I moved out here.
Yeah.
Daytona, honestly,
It's not enough. It's not enough out
it
there.
was too small.
It's way
It
too
felt
small.
like I wasn't
You would think the
really
opposite.
getting anywhere, you know?
One day it'll pop off. I don't know when it's going to catch up.
Bro, it already had its like
its heyday.
it already had its heyday.
I mean,
Yeah.
who knows?
I
It won't
think it
come back
already had
around.
its-
Who knows?
It could.
Because what I think is going to happen, even though the West Coast really needs to like beef up a little bit, like the Gulf Coast area, like I think that the East Coast is going to have a little bit more of a resurgence here over the next 5-10 years. I'd like to see it at least, because at least like the Palm Coast and like Daytona area.
Yeah.
And what's the other one that's right up there? The other beach that's up there.
On what? On that side of that
Yeah,
coast?
I can't. I mean, there's like a whole
beaches?
bunch. Yeah,
I mean, you
all
got
the beaches,
Cocoa
like
Beach,
by
New
yeah,
Smyrna.
Cocoa Beach.
Yeah.
Oh,
St.
Melbourne. I
Augustine,
love Melbourne.
Yeah.
Melbourne is so much fun. Shout out to Mob Zero. That's one of the crews that I run with.
Oh, yeah.
They're a collective that I play with a lot. And when I go and play in Melbourne, actually, their shows are awesome. It's so much fun to play out there. So Melbourne is a good little spot out there for
I mean,
sure.
Jacksonville's got good places like Myth Nightclub. I mean, like
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of spots over on that East Coast that I would think would pop off more, but they just, like you said, they already popped off and then they got forgotten about a little bit.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they need to be rediscovered and like, I don't know, built back up.
Right. See, I started playing TK Lounge just for an open deck night one night. So I went over here, I did the open deck night, went back to Daytona, and then I think I played it one more time. I networked with a lot of people, went back, and then I just ended up moving out here, and I love it. I absolutely love it out here. I'm just ready to explore, ready to see what else I can do, ready to see what comes up.
That's so exciting. It just sounds like you have really big things on the horizon. Like a whole new chapter.
Things coming.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's so cool. Well, is there anything else you wanted to say before we bid ourselves adieu?
If anybody wants to check out one of my cool Squirrely t-shirts right
Yo,
here.
what? We got merch? We got merch. Yo, those are actually super fire. Wow.
Let's see.
They go on the side there like that.
And we got the Squirrely right
Wow. I love that. That is so cool.
So,
we got a link, but maybe we'll have to drop the link in the description or something.
Yeah, right on. Or just follow me at Squirrely_Kate on Instagram. That'd be great.
Hell yeah.
My SoundCloud is just Squirrely. So I don't have too much on my SoundCloud yet. Trying to figure that out. Remember, I'm very new at this. So.
There you go.
But yeah, check me out. Follow me. Follow my SoundCloud. And see what comes up.
I like that.
Well, you heard it here first. Episode 20, the final mix with REM Music. We have Squirrely here with us. Yes. And thank you again for sitting down.
Thank you so much for coming down.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me so much. This was awesome.
Oh, you're very welcome. We're here at Magnanimous Brewing. Come here, get a brew. See y'all soon.
Peace.
Peace.
That was awesome.